Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today I've got here the new Xiaomi Mi TV Stick 4K, and there are a few questions that we should ask ourselves, which is, should I upgrade from the Xiaomi Mi TV Stick 1080 or the Xiaomi Mi Box S, or should I get one of these instead of this one, even at this moment, which is a legit question, and I will try to answer that as best as I can on this particular video. And the other question is how it compares with the Chromecast with Google TV and the new Realme 4K. And those questions I will answer on the next video. Right now we will talk about the Xiaomi Mi TV Stick 4K, which, if you don't want to watch the whole video, if you want to try to figure out if I did find anything wrong with it that would avoid you to purchase it, my answer is no. You can skip the whole video if you want to get it. It's a great machine. It will be able to do everything. I will leave a link down below so that you guys can check out prices and availability and so on and so forth. But if you want to stay for a little while, I will try to share what my experience has been for the past few days. Now, one of the things that I want to share is the design. Nothing new right over here, but just so that you have an idea, comparing with the Xiaomi Mi TV Stick 1080. It's very similar. The difference that we see, it's on size and also on the logo. In terms of power, it has a micro USB. I would love to see USB Type-C, although this format has some limitations. I do love the format because it is really nice to put behind a TV, just hide it, and we have a smart TV in a great manner. Now, the remote control included, it's in line with the other remote controls that we have seen from Xiaomi. Works great. Nice plastic, nice rubber on the buttons. We have the power button, Google Assistant button, then we have the directional buttons with the choose buttons, a dedicated button for patch wall, a back button, home button, dedicated button for Netflix and Amazon Prime, so we can swap from one to another wherever we are. And then finally we have the volume up and down. One of the things that I would like to remember is that in the past we have done a video showing how to change the layout of these buttons. So if I have another service that I want to use instead of Amazon Prime or instead of Netflix, I can just use any other service. I will try to leave that link right over here on the YouTube card so that you guys can check it out. Operating system, it is running the Android TV OS version 11, which is just awesome. And one of the things that we will talk on the next video is Android TV vs Google TV, and try to find out which one is better, if that is something possible to answer. Now, in terms of hardware, it has the AM Logic S905Y4, 2 GB of RAM and 8 GB of flash storage. And benchmarks really quickly so that you have an idea and compare with other machines. We got on speed test 250, 270 megabits per second on download and 127 on upload. Geekbench, we got a score of 115 and 348. So basically you will be able to do everything, and it's in line with other devices with the same SoC or similar SoCs. The Mi TV Stick TV 4K has Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, so if your TV supports this, it will be a great choice and probably one of the factors that will make a difference when compared to other devices. In terms of streaming capabilities, I did test out with Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, HBO and YouTube, and YouTube is one of those apps that you should have if you get a Mi TV Stick 4K, so that you can watch a few channels, including this one right over here. But kidding aside, we can stream in 4K without any issues whatsoever. And once again, if our device supports Dolby Atmos or Dolby Vision, then this will be a great add-on to a TV on a budget price. Now, one of the apps that I use to test out some formats of decoding is Kodi, and it works really nice, no issues whatsoever. Streaming files that I've got on my network, on a network attached storage solution, MKV 1080 Blu-ray files without any issues whatsoever. Also 4K H.264 and H.265, you will have no problems. If you prefer to use Plex, then the results will be very similar, although there is a difference because we are using a server on the background, so it will be a different experience, but you will expect a great experience. And if you use MB, the result will be very similar. Now, moving to IPTV services, in my country there are 4 main services and I did test them all. They work great. They are Novo, Meo, Noj and Vodafone. If these names don't mean nothing to you, the interesting part is that I had a great experience using the Novo app, which is the app that works on all of the devices that I've tested so far, but all the other apps are available and ready to use, so we will have the same experience. I also tested the VBox Live TV service, which is a box that we can purchase and put it at home, and it will stream the channels that we have from our TV provider, which is also really nice, and it did manage to play without any issues whatsoever. Now, if you want to play some games, there is only one limitation that I see. In terms of playable games, you will be able to play any game that is available on the Android TV Google Play Store without any issues. I did play around with Reaper, and the only limitation, as I was saying, is the storage itself, because games tend to occupy a lot of storage, and here we only have 8 gigabytes. Not all is available for games, some of it is reserved for the operating system, so this is the only limitation, because the experience is really nice. Finally, I did test out one of my favorite things to do, which is Game Stream or Game Cloud, and at this moment I'm using the Xbox Game Cloud Game Pass Ultimate, which is just a awesome service. I use this on most of my devices, either tablets, mobile phones, computers and so on and so forth, so just a great experience. And here the experience was also really nice. The only thing that I tend to see on the Stick TV and Google Chromecast and Realme 4K is that the Wi-Fi connectivity is not as good as the Ethernet connection, so there are some services like the Xbox Game Cloud which will tend to diminish the image quality so that we have a fluid experience, and that is what happens. But even though the experience is nice, playable, so a great experience overall. Now, before I go to the conclusion, one of the questions is, okay Robert, I've got a Mi TV Stick 1080, should I upgrade to the 4K, or I want to buy one of those, which one should I buy? In terms of differences, the Mi TV Stick 1080 only has 1 gigabyte of RAM. It has 8 gigabytes of storage, and the SoC is different, but we will not notice that much. The only difference is the RAM, and that we will notice when we are changing from app to app. It will take longer than this one right over here. Another difference that we will find is that on the new 4K we will have Dolby Atmos, and we also have Dolby Vision. So if you have a TV that supports those formats, then the best choice is the 4K. If you have a TV that doesn't have Dolby Vision or Dolby Atmos, and if it's a 1080 TV, then probably the best choice is still the Mi TV Stick 1080, because it's a cheaper price, and if you are not taking advantage of the features that the 4K version has, then probably this is the best deal. Also, another difference that I should mention is that the Mi TV Stick 1080 has Android TV version 9 and the 4K has Android TV version 11. But basically these are the differences. Now, the Mi Box S is a bit different and probably a more difficult choice, because in terms of hardware, SoC is not the same, but it could be, because the performance is more or less the same. 2 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of flash storage. So in terms of hardware, we could say, okay, they are the same, with the advantage that we've got an USB type A port at the back that we can easily extend without any special adapt of micro USB to USB and things like that. So this is a clear advantage in terms of connectivity. On the other hand, if you want to take advantage of Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, once again, the Mi TV Stick 4K is the way to go. Here we will have the apps in 4K, unlike we have here at 1080. We'll have 4K right over here, but lacking Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So depending if your device has, and depending on the price that you can get one of these right now, then probably this could be a best deal. Or if you want to get the greatest and latest, then the Xiaomi 4K Mi TV Stick 4K is the best choice. If you want to check out the differences between the Chromecast with Google TV and the Realme 4K and try to decide which one is the best for you, then stay tuned to the channel. That being said, hope that this video was helpful for you to decide if this is the device that you want or not, comparing with these two, which are still great devices at this moment on the market. If that was the case, don't forget to leave that thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.